Well, good morning again, everyone, and happy Friday. And it's a bit of a happier Friday if you're north of Lima or in Lima itself, because you're considerably milder up there than you are if you're down in Bellefontaine, where it's 7 below, 4 below in Salina, and Salina was at 10 below earlier this morning. So certainly a bit of a dividing line right along the center part of our area, and that will continue to be the case for the next few hours. However, we do expect to see everybody end up in about the same place for temperatures this afternoon, and that is going to be, we'll say, the lower teens, around 12 to 14 degrees or so for a high this afternoon. Now, satellite and radar locally does show partly cloudy skies, but you'll notice where the clouds are. It's Lima and points north. That's exactly why there's milder temperatures up here. You got less cooling because we had those clouds blanketing the area. Now, as we zoom on out to the south, we find the beginnings of what's going to be a really major snowstorm for North Carolina and Virginia, but we don't have to worry about that. And to the east, we find nothing, and to the west, we find just the regular lake effect snows over Lake Michigan, so we don't have to worry about that either. And that means we're looking at a partly sunny day today, as well as tomorrow, as well as Sunday, as we are in a dry stretch of weather. But what we are also in is an extremely cold stretch, and we don't see any changing of that, at least over the weekend. So let's show you our skycast here for the rest of the day today. By 11:30, we'll see temperatures entering the lower teens at this point, 12 to 14 degrees, and that's where they stay for most of the afternoon. Around dinner time, temperatures begin their drop into the single digits, and through the overnight hours tonight, they drop through the single digits and end up way below zero across much of the area. How far below zero do we get? It depends on the clouds. A clear night is going to result tonight in temperatures being below -10. A completely clear night tonight would likely actually have ended up with temperatures at 15 below or worse. I don't expect that, but I do think that we are going to see enough clear skies where we're going to end up around 10 below across much of the area, which would be really remarkable, our coldest day in about 5 or 6 years. And then as we go through the morning and daytime hours tomorrow, we end up basically right back where we were this afternoon, again with those low to middle teens for a daytime high and partly to mostly cloudy skies. Then we did have a bit of a change in the forecast for next week, because it does now look like we have a few chances of snow to talk about. Now, this is one computer model that I just want to show you, because there's two different chances we have. First, Wednesday. This is a close call, but this model has a very narrow miss for Wednesday. That's too close for comfort, so snow is certainly possible during the day on Wednesday. We're keeping an eye on it. Still way too far out for details. And then you're going to notice that this one does have a pretty decent snowfall on Friday as well, and this could accumulate a couple of inches if this were to come to pass exactly as it's shown, which of course it won't. It's too far away. But we're just keeping an eye on those 2 days, Wednesday and Friday of next week, which is when we could have a couple of snowfall chances to add on to the snow we already have, because there will be absolutely no melting at all, with 0 days above freezing in the forecast. So 13 the high today, with partly sunny skies and those bone-chillingly cold temperatures. And as we go to the extended forecast, another very cold night tomorrow night of 5 below zero. And then we do begin to turn milder, seasonably below normal by the middle portion of next week. But again, the chances of snow do exist Wednesday and Friday. We'll be keeping a close eye on them as we head closer to that time frame. Holly and Chris.